What's better than a hot cooked Sunday breakfast? A hot cooked Sunday breakfast in a brand new frying pan. Don't go away. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fat Guy Productions. I am Paul, coming to you as always from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. And indeed, I have a brand new frying pan. Now, how do I tell you about this? This is a tough one to show to you because I'm not going to hold anything back here. It's a damned expensive frying pan. Okay, let me tell you the story here. In 2018, I bought a Tefal non-stick frying pan. Now, this is a Tefal Pro. I'll put a picture of it and a link there. Still highly recommend this frying pan. But that's not what this video is about. But I need to tell you about it so you can understand this frying pan. So, it was inexpensive, like $40, but all the big pros are using this frying pan. And in, 4 plus years, it has served me really, really well. And there's more news on the Tefal, which I'll talk about at the end. But then everybody started talking about the new kid on the block, the Hexclad. And I'm going to bring you a 12-inch Hexclad frying pan today. And it may come along with a few tears for my bank account because the damn thing was expensive. I'll put it to rest right now. It was like $130, like 3 times the cost of the Tefal pan. But that wasn't the part that really tweaked my bananas. It was the $50 lid. Now, I didn't really need the lid. I have lots of lids that will fit 12-inch frying pans beautifully, but I needed to see what a $50 lid looked like. I haven't looked in the box yet. I haven't seen any of this stuff, but my initial instinct is that Hexclad would have been better off selling the pan and the lid together and melding the price so that you weren't going, really? $50 for the lid? Anyhow, I bought a Hexclad frying pan, and there's a specific reason I bought it, because otherwise the Tefal has been just a champ. First of all, I needed another non-stick frying pan. I only had the one, and I can't tell you how many times I've gone into the kitchen, started cooking, and said to myself, man, I wish I had another non-stick pan here. So I needed another pan, and the obvious choice would have been the Tefal, but there was so much hullabaloo about the Hexclad that I needed to know what was going on, so I ordered one. Here it is. It arrived yesterday. And we're going to take a look at this, and I'll tell you all about it, and we'll cook with it, and we'll do all of that stuff. See what we think, and see if we think if this is worth 3 times as much as the Tefal, and if it is what a $50 lid looks like. Yeah, Hexclad, in a sense, I am mocking you for your $50 lid. And no, they did not provide this to me. This came right out of my checking account, and it stung. I gotta tell you. It stung. Packing slip. Okay, well, let's do this. Gotta get this out of the way so I'm not blocking the microphone. Okay. Packaged very nicely with this little piece of paper here. I don't know if that equals $50. Here's the $50 lid. Very heavy. A big bunch of cards. Gotta put the lid down. Put that all over here. Pan out. That's a tiny box. Got this big box. out of the way. All right, let's take a look at see what this stuff is first. Hexclad care and use. Okay. Here's something interesting about the Hexclad. It needs to be seasoned. I've never heard of having to season a nonstick pan, and maybe I just wasn't paying attention. Certainly, cast iron, yeah, but never heard about this. And it's not a big deal. A teaspoon of vegetable oil inside the pan, put it on medium-low heat for 1 to 2 minutes, and you're done. That was it. Okay, whatever. During the first few weeks after use, the Hexclad hybrid cookware works better the more you use it. It's advisable to preheat the pan before using it in most recipes. Put it over medium to low heat. To warm it, after 1 to 2 minutes, drop some water. If the water dances, you're ready to cook. When cooking eggs, especially egg whites, use a small amount of butter, oil, or spray oil. Eggs are one of the most sticky substances, so they can be easily removed from the pan. Interesting to know. Maybe that's what we'll try, and we'll cook an egg with no oils or anything. See what happens. You can use high heat, but we recommend using a low or medium heat to prevent food from burning, like new cookware, a slight learning curve. So, okay, got it, yeah. It's dishwasher safe. It can be used in the oven up to 500 degrees. That's not why I bought it, but that is a huge deal. And that is a really fantastic thing to be able to take this thing and just whoop right into the oven. That is fantastic. Here is the reason I bought it. You can use metal utensils. Mind blown. I mean, wow. Look, I was watching somebody with their pan, and they were trying metal utensils on it, and all they kept saying was over and over again, "This is so wrong. This is so wrong." Ah! And I can get that. That's probably how I'm gonna feel. Thank you for your purchase. Please wash and season. Extra, a bunch of superfluous stuff. You know, George Carlin did a routine. He said people throw in extra words when they want something to look important, and I think that's what's going on here. They could have taken this lifetime warranty, printed on the back of this card, thrown this card out, done. All right. So let's move this out of the way. Let's take a look at a $50 lid, shall we? Now, for those of you who don't know, I'll try to edit out all my coughing. I had the weirdest month. I fell getting into the pool. I landed on my dogs, broke my one dog's foot, probably tore my rotator cuff. I'm going for an MRI tomorrow. Then, because I had to go to the emergency room to see if I broke my humerus, while I was there, even though I wore a mask and I'm immunized, I got COVID. Then came home, gave COVID to the whole family. So I'm COVID clear now. I'm negative for COVID now. Shoulder still hurts. But so anyhow, I still am coughing, but that I think is more environmental, and I'll try and edit it out for you guys. Okay, so here is. Let's turn this on. Okay, I will say it's packaged wonderfully, beautiful. Okay, nice. I will say this: it's very heavy. I'm John Travolta wondering what a $5 milkshake tastes like. That's what I am. Okay. All right, it's beautiful. It's everything you would expect in a $50 lid. In fact, I could barely hold it up with my bad arm. Did you see me kind of crocodiling it or T-Rexing it? That was because that's the only way I could hold it. That's how heavy it is. This sucker is heavy. It is a beautiful lid. So heavy. Heaviest pot or pan lid I've ever had. $50 worth? I don't know. It's certainly worth more than your standard lid. I'll tell you that. Okay? That is nice. All right, so there's the lid. Okay. Bubble wrap for the grandkitties. Okay, let's get to the meat and potatoes of the Hexclad frying pan. Revolutionize your kitchen. Stainless outer with non-stick, stainless, aluminum, stainless, PFOA free, oven safe to 500, metal utensil safe, dishwasher safe, hybrid technology, scratch resistant, stay cool metal handles, triple ply construction, lifetime warranty, non-stick inside and outside. Works with induction. I don't know what the halogen means. All the standard stuff. And this is the Hexclad Hybrid Cookware Commercial PFOA free 12-inch fry pan. Now, I'm generally not one of those hysterics. PFOA free is a big deal, okay? That is a horrible substance that is found in a lot of non-stick cookware, and you don't want it in your body, okay? Let's just end it there. Ooh. Okay, look at that. Comes in a nice little bag, and this is going to end up in those little drawers underneath the stove that nobody uses? It's always full of crumbs. That's where I keep my nose stick. And I usually just have it alone in there. Well, now this is going to be number 2, and they're going to have to stack. And so I'm going to keep the little bag so that I can stack them without damaging. Well, it shouldn't damage the Hexclad anyhow because it's metal tool approved. Woohoo! Wow. Okay, well, let's say it's beautiful right off the bat. There's no arguing that. This is a beautiful frying pan. It's almost like a work of art. Okay, I can feel in that pattern a texture. It's got a little bit of a texture, unlike this, which is smooth as a baby's. But this is not. It's got a little bit of a texture to it, and it's just spectacular. What a finish! The design is fantastic looking. It's not too heavy. Honestly, I almost think it's lighter than the lid, if that's even possible. The handle, holy cow. I assume that's one solid piece. And it's thick, 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 thick. And you see what they did here, okay? So it goes nice and thick and nice and thick, and there at the end, it's thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner. This is so that less heat can travel through here and get up into this part, all right? That's part of how they keep it cool. It is riveted on, and it's nice and firm. Oh, I didn't even see this. It's got the exact same kind of, well, no. The pattern's different, yet the same. And that's what they're talking about. And I'm glad I'm showing you this. And I'll tell you why. So I was talking about my Tefal pan. Over time, I don't know why. I don't know what it is. The bottom has built up this layer of stanky, greasy, grimy stuff that you just can't ever get off. And it looks terrible. Um, and I've spent the last 2 days trying to clean that pan. And my wife said, why don't you just buy a new one? So fortunately, that Tefal pan is only like $40. So I did. I ordered a new one and I'm going to retire the old one. But this is a non-stick surface that should allow me to keep the frying pan looking nice over time. So I'm glad about that because I'll put a picture right here. Let's see here, right over here, um, of the bottom of that pan, so you can see it and enjoy it. And this is after 2 days of cleaning, okay, and it still looks like that. So I'm kind of happy that this has got some of the non-stick treatment down here to keep the bottom of the pan. I mean, let's face it. You know, if you're going to cook big and cook nice, it's nice to have a pan that looks nice and functions well. This is going to hopefully check all those boxes. Now, let's get the lid. Pop that on, see how that works. It fits good. And with its weight, that is not going anywhere. And look how beautiful it looks with the lid on. I mean, it really, this bothers me. That little seam. You really couldn't work that seam out? For $50, there should not be a seam there. Okay, there just shouldn't. That is wrong for $50. But still. Okay, I digress. All right. So, yes, let's talk about the Tefal again now for a second. I did order a new one because the bottom of it got so grungy. You can't beat the price of the Tefal, and I would recommend that 100 times out of 100. But man, if this really holds up with any utensil in your kitchen arsenal, that's a game changer. And hopefully the prices will come down over time. I guess I'm kind of an early adopter, but it really could be a game changer. And for me, if this bottom helps keep my pan looking nicer over time, that's going to be a big deal too. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this downstairs, and people like to put these things through torture tests. I don't get that, okay? It's not how I cook. I'm not going to just throw a bunch of cheese in here and burn it, okay? That's not what I do. I'm just going to cook some stuff, all right? Maybe make some Spam and eggs right in here. The one caveat to that is that instead of cooking it with a little butter or oil or something like that, I'm going to, after seasoning it, I'm going to just put an egg in here and see how that goes. Put a couple pieces of Spam in here, see how that goes. I'll grill a grilled cheese sandwich in here. The point is, I'm going to show you it being used the way I would actually use it. I'm not going to try and torture test it. I am not going to take this knife to this frying pan. I'm just not going to do that. If Hexclad, if you want me to do that, send me a frying pan, and I'll be happy to hit it up with my knife or a metal spatula or whatever. But I'm not going to do it to this expensive, almost $200 setup. Just not going to do that. But I'll be happy to show you me using it. And when I do cook the grilled cheese, I will be happy to use a metal spatula on it, because the rubber ones, the plastic ones, they're always too thick. and it's hard to get up underneath the sandwich without squishing that bottom piece of bread. So using a metal spatula will be a heaven sent here. So I will do that, but not with the intention of trying to damage it, just with the intention of trying to use it the way they say it can be used. And we'll let you know what we think. So let's go to the kitchen. All right, so we're down here in the kitchen. We've got the Hexclad on the burner. And like I said, I've never heard of seasoning a nonstick pan, but it says to do it. So it says to put it on a medium-low temperature. Okay. So we'll do that. Let that warm up. Now, one thing I've heard is that this surface can discolor. I can already feel the heat, so it transmits the heat really well. It's already getting warm. All right, so medium-low, and then it says to use just a little tablespoon or a teaspoon of vegetable oil. And so it says to sprinkle it around. That's going to be a little bit difficult. I think we're going to end up having to kind of pour a little bit in and smear it around with a paper towel, but that's all right. All right, so, all right, that's probably more than a teaspoonful, but that's okay. Okay, so now we just let that cook in for a couple minutes, it said, and we're seasoned. Once that's done, we'll wipe it down again, and we'll let it cool off completely. Then we'll come back in a little bit, and we will maybe fry an egg, maybe a Spam patty, maybe cook a grilled cheese sandwich in here, and just see how it handles it without trying to use any surface preparation. Like the egg will be right straight in, the Spam straight in, and the grilled cheese will have butter on the bread because it wouldn't be right otherwise. But we'll see what happens. Okay, so just a couple minutes, turn it off, let it cool down, and we're seasoned. So, like I said, I'm really glad that this has the same kind of a no-stick surface to the bottom on the outside, because here is my 4-year-old Tefal frying pan. It served me long and well, but look at the bottom, and that's after 2 days of trying to clean this bottom. All right, it's a mess. Okay, so it's kind of nice that this has a no-stick bottom to it. It should make it really easy to keep the pan looking nice. Now, I did hear something about you get some discoloration in the pattern around the outsides after some use. I guess I can live with that as long as it's just discoloration, not really grunge or anything like that. Okay, so that's been a couple minutes. We're going to turn that off, and I'm just going to kind of wipe it out. Okay, there we go. We'll let it cool down. We'll come back and we'll cook on it. Okay, so we've let this cool down. See, I can touch it. You know, it's still a little slimy from the seasoning. Okay, there we go. See? All right. Okay, we're going to turn it on. And we're going to go to, we'll say medium right now, okay? And check out what I'm going to get out here. I'm going to get out my favorite spatula. My metal spatula. This is going to be so weird. Now let me zip on over here and get this egg. An egg. Okay, I got the egg. Oh, let's get the Spam too. Maybe I can cook them in the same thing at the same time here. Okay, all right. The egg. Okay, we're going to let that heat up a little bit, and then we're going to zoom in. We're going to cook the egg and the Spam, okay? So let's see what happens. Are we ready? Drop an egg in it. Okay, there's the egg. Now you saw no juice, no nothing, just egg. A lot of times I'll take my spatula and I'll kind of shove the egg a little more central until it sets up a little bit. But here, I really don't care. Okay, this is about testing this frying pan. So now that I know the egg isn't going to run all over the place, I'm going to take this Spam single. I'm going to lay it right there. Okay, so basically, you're seeing me make a breakfast. This could be an entire morning breakfast. Okay, you got your egg, your Spam. You pop in a piece of toast, and you're in business there. Watch this. Like if you were gonna make your egg sunny side up, we can use our $50 lid to steam the top of the egg. And in fact, a little bit of water around the egg would help generate a little more steam and get that top cooked a little bit better. But this is a good way to get the top cooked if you're going to go sunny side. Now, normally what you would expect, the egg would stick. The Spam will probably leave some like charred spots down on there. The test of that is going to be when we take it out, will it just wipe away? So that's what we're looking for. Okay, $50 lid. It's working like a champ. I gotta say, that egg, it's just about a perfect egg. Look at the shape it maintained. And I gotta tell you also, I am gonna be freaking out using the metal spatula. All right, let's just, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm gonna do this. Oh, and it feels kind of gritty a little bit. Okay, see, it is a little sticky. I can feel it being a little sticky, and I'm wondering if it's sort of like a steak where it would release when it's done. But see, it did stick a little bit. Okay, see here? I had a little bit of a problem getting that to release. Now look at that egg, though. Okay, that's perfectly ready for flipping if it'll come up. Oh, this is so weird using this. Okay, see, that feels stuck on. Because you know why it feels stuck on? Because it is. Okay, you get under that edge, though. Wow. Okay. Oh. Wow. That stuck on pretty bad, actually. But see, look at it just now flaking off. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. Everything kind of stuck to it. See, it even feels stuck again. I'm scraping my brand new pan with a metal spatula. And the egg is done, okay? Oh, and I just dropped egg yolk all over the place because I broke the yolk. Let's get that Spam up. Okay. There we have it, okay? An egg and Spam. And let's assess the damage because that's what we're really about here. And then maybe we'll move into the grilled cheese sandwich. But with that, we're going to get some butter on it because, you know, you have to. Let's take this over to the sink and see what happens. Okay, so The question really is, what's going to happen here? Okay. It's actually coming off pretty easy. But I would definitely say that it's stuck. Let's see how that is. So I would definitely say it's stuck. So let me get my... Took it right out. I mean, no effort to clean it whatsoever. Is there anything left? Okay, so I don't see any mess. It looks just as nice as it did to begin with. Let's go back to the stove. Okay, here we go. So, just a grilled cheese sandwich with some butter on it, both sides. Nothing extra in the pan. All right, just the bread, a little butter, a couple slices of cheese. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so here's where I'm at. It cleaned up just fine. All right, this stuff did stick a little bit, but I never would have cooked it that way, ever in a million years. So that really wasn't a very fair test. And it was the very first cooking of it. And it even says in the instructions, it will get better and better and better as you use it. So, not the fairest test in the world, but, you know, it did stick. It did stick, okay? But it cleaned up very easily, okay? Still looks fantastic. And now we're trying a little bit more of a realistic first use in a grilled cheese sandwich. You know, this is exactly how I would make this, no matter what. This is exactly what I would have done. I would have buttered some bread, put the cheese on, thrown it on here. I'm doing it exactly the way I normally would. And this will be a lot fairer of a test to see what the pan looks like. And I'm hopeful that afterwards I can just wipe it out with a paper towel. I'll still wash it after that. I'm just saying... You know, the test that seems to be the one that everybody does on a nonstick pan is, can you just wipe it out with a nonstick paper with a paper towel? And so we're going to try that after this, and I have high hopes. Just you know, I'm trying to temper my expectations because I'm not really using it the way I normally would. There's no way I would have put that egg in there dry like that. I would have put it, no matter what pan I was using, I would have put it in a healthy dose of butter. I will say this, it did not look like using the metal spatula in it did any damage whatsoever. And that is a really nice thing. That it's nice not to have to worry anymore. You can grab the right tool for the job and not have to worry about it. All right, I see the cheese is softening. Let's take a peek. Oh yeah, I can already feel that. Feels pretty good. Oh, overdone even. Okay. Overdone. The trials of being a YouTube cooking star. I'm such an idiot. No, I'm not a YouTube cooking star. That's why my grilled cheese has an overdone side to it. But, did you see it just came right off? Flipped right over. Of course, it's just buttered bread, okay? But, hey, again, this is how I would be using the pan. And it was really nice to be able to use my metal spatula because a couple reasons. First of all, it can get underneath that piece of bread. And second of all, I can feel. See, I can feel it's already okay. See? Look at that. Now that's what we're looking for. Okay? And I can get up underneath there without having to worry about scratching the pan. So we can pull this out, flip it over here on that, and turn this off. Let's go. Well, I'll bring a paper towel over here. We'll just see what happens when we wipe it down. Because it looks like there's nothing there. There's just nothing there. Which is the way it would be. Yeah, and it's perfect. After it cools down, I'll run a little water on it, put it away, and we'll call it a day. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back upstairs and talk about the frying pan. All right, there you have it. My Hexclad 12-inch professional frying pan. So far, so good. But let's be perfectly honest here, okay? First of all, it's very, very expensive, and there's no getting around that. Now, you can drop the $50 lid if you want to, because my guess is that somewhere in your frying pan collection, you have a lid that will fit on your pan, and it'll be just fine, okay? It's nice, and it complements the pan, and all that is fantastic, so if you want it, there's no negative to it, but it's not a must. But at the end of the day, even just the frying pan itself, compared to the eval pan, is very, very, very expensive. This pan should really hold up really, really well, being that it can be used with metal utensils. And I love the fact that it's a nonstick pan that's oven safe. So that is fantastic as well. 2 thumbs up, and loving this frying pan. I hope you love this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to smash the notification bell like an egg that you're squashing in your frying pan. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Until next time, this is Paul from Fat Guy Productions saying, be good.